What is going on, guys? It is Mike AOD81, and we're going to get started with video number 11 on our Lords of the Fallen walkthrough. You'll notice I got some different armor on. Before I went to recording, I did farm some vigor for about an hour because I haven't been doing too much dying, so I haven't been doubling up my vigor that way, and haven't really been doing any farming, and pretty much stayed with whatever weapons I could use as I was picking them up. So I ended up taking a look at what I was carrying, and I changed my chest piece, so I had to farm a few points of endurance so I could keep myself in medium encumbrance. And then I did change from this precision hammer to the ranger axe, which you can see is doing more damage. And also I did farm some vigor in order to go back to Skyrest, and I upgraded my weapons and my catalyst. You'll see they're all up to +5. That's as far as I can upgrade them until we pick up some more large duralium fragments. So that's basically what I did for about an hour. I farmed a little bit of vigor so I could upgrade my character stats a little bit more, and maybe get us running through this next area a little bit faster. But one thing that did happen that was unfortunate while I was doing that is I picked up a spell. Let me see. Okay, these were spells that I bought, or we found on certain specific enemies previously. But this umbral spell at the bottom to the right, this Pallid Bile, is the spell that I picked up off camera, and it's basically the Umbral Fairy enemies. It's their little move where they spit that poison and wither damage. It's an Umbral spell, and this spell is just dropped randomly when you kill one of the fairy enemies in Umbral. So that's what happened. I was farming a little bit of vigor. I killed a fairy and picked up the item drop, and this spell was there with it. So you may already have this spell, or if you do not, I assure you, you'll end up getting it before the game is over. Like I said, it's just dropped randomly by one of the fairy / moth umbral enemies. So I did get that off camera, but you will end up getting that. So with that being said, we are ready to go ahead and proceed into the depot. In our last video, we did a little housekeeping. We fought the spurned progeny down here, and then we went back to Skyrest, did some housekeeping, and we progressed the tortured prisoner up to this point, which is as far as we can get her right now. So now, starting from our depot vestige, which is the last one we unlocked, we can go ahead and proceed forward, and we want to go this way. And we can walk through this gate if we hold out our lamp. And we're going to come over here and we're going to pick up the map of the Upper Kalrath Mining District. And then we're just going to walk right back out the gate, turn left. You're going to see a dedicated item. That's a Tinct. Get rid of these enemies. Up ahead, we are going to turn left and go up the steps. A couple enemies are going to spawn. And this one down here is going to be a fire spitter, so watch out for that. Dodge through it. Okay, now instead of just walking forward and proceeding ahead, we're going to go to this little stairwell to the right, hold out our lamp, walk through, and you'll see there's an item down there. There is a Rogar that's behind that breakable wall, and he does have an umbral parasite. So we'll see if we can pop it. Yes, we can. So we'll just drop down and fight him after we popped his parasite. Okay, and we'll pick up our dedicated item, which is the Scornful Effigy Pendant. So you definitely want to get that. And then this is just the minor fire wither salt, or minor fire salts, I'm sorry, that the Rogar dropped. That was just a drop. So we'll walk up. We fell down from there, fought the Rogar from there. We'll walk up this way and use our lamp to go through. You can see there's a dedicated item right there with another Rogar behind it. He's got a parasite too. So we'll try to get that popped. Lost sight of him for a second. And I have another fire spitter. Oh no, it's a mage. We'll get him right here. Okay. So this was our dedicated item that we could see. And it's just holy salts. This was just a drop from the Rogar that we killed. And this is also a dedicated item. So we'll pick that up. And it's going to be the Old Mornstead Large Sword. Let's just see how much that weighs and what it looks like. Is that it? Attack power's 350. What's it weigh compared to this? But I would need more agility before I could wield it. It actually weighs less than my current sword, so I would say if I can up a couple agility points, it would be worth it to equip this sword. So we'll do that a little bit later, but for now we are going to proceed this way. Over there to the left there's going to be an enemy with an umbral parasite. I believe it's the mage, but there's also a proselyte around the corner. So we'll pop this parasite. I'm gonna go ahead and didn't want that. I wanted to heal. Fight the mage first, get him out of the way, and then move on to the proselyte. Die! Okay. Enemy drop. Obviously, it's a proselyte legging. That's an armor set that you will need, but you'll pick that armor set up as you kill these enemies through the game. If we walk back over here, you'll see there's an item in there. An enemy will also spawn. So we'll kill the enemy, pick up our item, which is just a fire ward. And over here, since you see the white moths, there's some umbral stuff to do. But before I go do that, I like to come down this way and get rid of the enemies that are in Axiom. There's nothing back here. Seems like there should be, but there isn't. Up ahead, these enemies are going to have a parasite, so I'm going to go after that first. Once I get rid of the parasite, I can come back here, draw the Rogar away, and I just let him hit me, basically. Dodge, dodge. Okay, the Rogar is dealt with. We have these mages. Dodge. And I'm not sure if he died or if he'll be waiting for me down there. But I'm going to use a spell to heal a little bit. This is a dedicated item right here. And that is the pledge to a deer gesture. So that goes towards a trophy. And up ahead there is a mimic. You can see the wavy tail. It doesn't always spawn there. Sometimes it spawns downstairs. Sometimes it's up here in a different spot. But just beware that there is a mimic item. So we'll soul flay that. And pick that up. And when we run downstairs, there's going to be one of those, what are they called? I forget what they're called right now, but the fire witches. Ooh, I gotta get out of that. Ooh, I'm gonna go into Umbral. That's okay, we needed to go into Umbral anyway, but we've got our 8 seconds of immunity, so we'll see if we can kill her. Okay. And they gave us some severed hands. But down here, once we are in Umbral, if you made it through that fight without going into Umbral, beware that there is a belly here and it contains a saintly quintessence. So we definitely want to pop that. Pick that up. There is an item up here. We want to knock that down. We're going to pick that up, and that's going to be the vessel root ring. Now, up here, if you're in Axiom, you would just hold your lamp out and walk through this gate. But when we turn the corner, there's going to be a Rogar that kicks down a barrel. So we're going to roll through that and then beat up the Rogar. Barrel, roll. And that's just an enemy drop. And as we come out here, turn left. And there will be the Banner Javelin of Protection. That is a throwing weapon. So that's going to be a trophy-related pickup. Just pop that for a little bit of vigor. And now we will go back up. And we will go back to that Umbral area I was talking about before. I just like to go down there and Axiom and get rid of all the enemies. Get out of there. So yeah, it was one of those fairy type enemies that dropped that spell. Usually those fairies drop something, and randomly you'll pick up that spell, that Umbral spell. Now that you've already gotten it, or I've already gotten it, it obviously won't pop up again, but sometime through the game, randomly, one of those fairies is going to drop that spell. And I'm not going to use that Umbral exit yet. I think I got plenty of time. Yeah, he dropped a rune. So, now we are back upstairs, where we picked up the item in there. We'll go ahead and pop these for a little bit of vigor. And this was that Umbral area I was talking about. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk out here and turn to the left. and we can walk up this little viney bridge. When you get to the top, just roll across onto the platform. A couple of trash enemies will fall and spawn. We'll get rid of those and pop this umbral belly. And that is going to be the crushing gaze. That's a weapon. It's a grand hammer. And we're going to pull this bridge. Jump across. And you will see that there is an item down there. If I remember correctly, it's not trophy related or anything like that. But I said we would be getting everything. So we'll find out what it is. What we want to do is, you don't want to try to jump here. You definitely want to try to roll. So I'm just going to stand right here and use my L pad to push forward right as I hit circle. So just like that. Pick it up. And it's just some bigger skulls. So as I said, if you're having trouble with that one, you can definitely pass it up. It's not going to hurt anything. It's nothing trophy related. But I'm going to run back here and go ahead and use my umbral exit, because if you saw there walking down there before, there's one of those Minotaur enemies. So I'd rather go back to Axiom and fight him. So, when we fought this fight down here, if you happen to win the fight without going into Umbral and dying, you would see, if you held out your lamp right here, that there was one of those Umbral bellies. But we were already in Umbral, so we already popped it, got it. It was a Saintly Quintessence to upgrade our heal. So now we're going to press forward. Gotta deal with this Minotaur. Or hope he doesn't deal with me. I hate it when he does these. Well, he got me in Umbral. I've got my 8-second immunity. I can kill his little totem. Get rid of that. And get rid of him. So you can see how that 8 seconds of immunity does come in handy. But now we're back in Umbral, and you also see why I wanted to go back into Axiom before coming up here. But up here, that's where the Minotaur patrols, up that little area back and forth. But we want to go right first and pick up this item, which is the old Mornstead sword, and a couple enemies spawn. So now as we run up here, we're going to look to the left, and there's going to be an item drop right there. Some regular Duralium nuggets. We're going to go up here and fall into the room. There's a dedicated item right here. That's the lump hammer. That's going to be a throwing item, so that's going to be a trophy related item as well. Now, if we want, we can throw a seed here. I'm trying to decide whether I want to or not. I might as well. How many do I got? 17? Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw one. I'm going into a new area, so I have an upgrade. I'll go ahead and take my radiance up to 30. Increase my mana a little bit. Even though I think I'm wielding mostly strength and agility weapons right now, but that's probably gonna change. But I do want my mana to go up, so I can also rest. And then we're just going to walk over to this door, and we can open the door. There's going to be a dedicated item right here. And that's a spell, Adir's Authority. It's an Inferno spell. Now, as we go down the stairs, this enemy down here has a parasite. So we're going to pop it, try to kill the mage, and then deal with the proselyte. Ooh. Uh-oh. Whew, just got him. Okay, now you'll see that there's a stigma right there, and there's also an item right here. You definitely want to pick this up. This is going to be the second rune tablet to give to the blacksmith, Gerlinda, and then we're going to pop Umbral. We're going to go ahead and pop this stigma.
Honored nobles and fellow visionaries,
and you can listen to the stigma. I encourage it. Listen to the lore, but after that we're going to continue down this way towards the steps. Make a left right here. We'll go ahead and go after that lamp. Do not use the Umbral exit yet. We want to break through there, pick this up, Duralium fragments, and we can fall and hold R1 or your light attack button if you're on a different platform to kill that enemy in one shot. Once we do that, we want to walk across this beam, and if we look to the right, we'll see why we wanted to stay in Umbral. We want to jump across the gap. We want to pull this belly. And this is going to be the Umbral Tome. That is a quest item for Dunmire. And now that we have gotten that, we can come out here, and you'll see there's an item right there hanging from that dead guy. So we want to lock onto it, shoot it down, throw a rock, throw a jab, if you're on throwing weapons, just throw something at it. If you have magic, just shoot it down, whatever it takes. But now it'll be at the bottom waiting for us. And we can come back up to this exit, and we can probably go ahead and exit Umbral. Now, whether there was butterflies headed in there or not from that lantern, we want to go in this way. There's going to be a couple of dogs. Not in this room, apparently, but there is a mimic. You see the wavy tail. So we are going to soul flay that, pick up the real item, and go up this stairwell. And now, is this the room the dogs are in? Yes, these are going to be fire-breathing dogs. We'll take those out. That was just an enemy drop, nothing special. And after we took the dogs out from that room, if you look over here, you can see that you can continue upstairs. And we are going to go in here, and there's going to be a chest waiting for us. And that is going to give us the Overseer set. So now that we've gotten the Overseer set, if we went this way would just take us back into the library, the way that we went through originally. We already knocked down the items. We got the Umbral items, the quest item for Dunmire. So we can just go ahead and start heading to the bottom now. And this is where we fell off that plank and killed the enemy. Went over an umbral and got the umbral belly over there. But we can just head down our stairs all the way to the bottom. And there will be a few enemies down here. They're gonna hide behind these barriers. And this is our item that we knocked down from that dead body upstairs. And it is the Overseer's Halberd, a weapon. And before we leave this room, we can open this lever to open the door, pull the lever to open the door. But before we leave this room, you will see that there is an umbral belly right there. So we'll go ahead and pop those just for the vigor. Then we will pop umbral. And don't really worry about being an umbral here because we're coming on our next vestige here in a minute. There is a Reaper down here. I can hear him. Or maybe he's upstairs. That might have been what the lantern butterflies are headed towards. So we'll just pop our belly. Pick this up. It's just going to be 5 umbral scourings. So nothing trophy related, but doesn't hurt. We just pulled this lever to open this gate. There's a dedicated item right here, which is going to be our Sunless Skyne map. And as we run forward, if you look left, that's the Sunless Skyne door, but we need a key for it, so we won't be able to open it right now. So we're just going to move on to our vestige of Hooded Antilly, which is the Mines vestige, and we can go ahead and rest. Okay, now this is the way we came from. That's the door that's inaccessible to us right now. We ran up this little side, we opened up our vestige, and now we can continue down through the mines. There's going to be an enemy down here. You can get a hit on him, but beware, there's an enemy up top that is going to be spitting some stuff at you. A fire mage, it looks like. But I missed a miner. And the fire mage dropped, so I'm going to take a little damage. You see, he has an umbral parasite, but it's not very strong. We can kill him without killing the parasite, but we would have run up here. There's a miner right here. He's attached to the parasite as well, so we'll just go ahead and take care of it. Kill the miner. I'll just use some magic to heal up a little bit. And so our mage fell down here and we killed him. Before we proceed forward, eventually we're going to be opening this gate. But if you go here to the right, whether you come this way, break through the bricks, or if you just walk over here, break through those, you're going to find a dedicated drop in this corner. And it's going to be some Duralium fragments. And then we are just going to continue to the left of the gate and go up those steps. That's where we killed the miner, and we would have killed the mage, but he dropped down. So we're going to go up these steps. There's going to be a miner in here. So one in the hallway and one behind the little breakable door. I'm going to pop a heal. Come on. But there was an item in this breakable door. And it's some Duralium fragments. Up ahead, there's going to be a mage. Get rid of him. And there is a dedicated item right here. We're going to pick that up. Small duralium fragments. We're going to walk through this door with our lamp. And we're going to break through here. And there's going to be a dedicated item there. Poison cure. Nothing very important. I forgot about that barrel, but I still managed to have it miss me. He's throwing stuff at me, but I'm gonna use a little magic to heal up. I might use a couple small mana clusters, but I'm not gonna be able to fight this mage unless I killed him at distance, because when I walk around this corner, that walkway is gonna fall. That's supposed to happen. We want to fall down here. And some enemies are going to spawn around us, so just kill the enemies. And you'll notice a dedicated drop right here. That's another Tinct, so a trophy-related item. An enemy gets out of the water right here. Another right here. And then we have a little umbral bridge we have to cross. If you hold out your lamp and hold your vacuum button, there are bombs, and you can blow some of them off. And sometimes you can walk across this bridge without getting hit by him and avoiding having to go into umbral. So up ahead here, you see, actually it didn't matter if we went into umbral anyway, because we have to get that stigma. So we are going to pop that stigma. And once we get our scourings for it, we can go ahead and get out of umbral. It's a quick one. So we got our scourings. So as we go up, up a little further, there's a single plank that you have to walk by without falling down into that poison pit. But we want to go down into the poison pit. If you stand right here, there's a way that you can roll and kind of cheat to get onto this platform, and you won't take any damage when you fall. It is poison, so pick up your item, which is Devoted Chopper, a weapon, and then get out of the poison pit before you're actually poisoned. But if you really, it takes a couple tries to get that roll perfect. I still miss it sometimes. You just kind of have to be facing the right direction in order to get it. I find that if you're standing kind of in the middle here and facing like you're gonna roll directly into the beam, it usually puts you there. But if you can't make that roll, you want to get that item. So here's that plank I was talking about, and you would just fall down into the pit there. You're gonna take a little damage, so make sure you have full health. It might be a good idea if you do that when you pop your umbral down there to get the stigma. Go ahead and come up here and fall down while you're in umbral, as long as you have enough health where you won't die. Get the item and then get out, because you won't get poisoned in umbral. But we're gonna walk across our little plank, continue forward, kill this mage. There's also a miner, and those are just enemy drops. So we're gonna break through there. This is a dedicated drop. It is going to be the Ring of the First of the Beasts. So you definitely want to get that. Goes towards your ring trophy. Now up ahead, we're going to run to the left. And before we do anything, we're going to take care of the enemies behind that breakable wall. Should be 2 miners. Now, if we come back from the direction we came from that way. We walked forward, made this left here, broke through the wall, killed those enemies. Right here to the right, there's a ladder to kick down. And down below us is that area at the very beginning of the mines. And we're going to pull this lever, and that's going to open that gate that I was talking about. So we've gone on all the side paths. We've picked up all the items from this area. Instead of going down that ladder, you want to go through this breakable door, come over here, and fall. There's going to be a dedicated item right here, and it is the enhanced fire grenade. That's a throwable ammunition, so definitely get that. That's a trophy related pickup. So after we've got that, we can go ahead and proceed forward into the gate. You're going to see a miner up ahead. We'll take care of him. There's also a mage up there. He has a parasite, so we'll get it. Kill the mage. And before we proceed forward that way, if we turn around, this was an enemy drop. You'll see that there was a ladder. So we want to go up this ladder first. We want to go up this way. Kill this miner. I'll kill this mage real quick. And there should be, yeah, another mage right there. Okay, that was the mage that I was talking about that we couldn't kill unless we killed with distance magic. We were on the other side over there, and then that floor broke out from underneath us. So we could see this item, now we can get it. And it is basic bolts, that is crossbow ammunition, so a trophy item. You definitely want to get that. And then we'll just come back down here to where we were before. If we look to our right, you'll see there's a dedicated item over here. And that is just consumables, nothing trophy related, but we want to get them. Now as we go this way, you'll see that there's a miner and a mage over there. We're going to go over there and take care of that. Oh, I rolled off. That's not what I wanted to do. I think he dropped off after me. So I'll kill him there. Go back up this way. We've already ran by all of this. Would I have been better off going the other way? Possibly. Where am I? That sends me back down into the pit. I think if I go the other way, it might be quicker. So, and I'm right back where I started. Did I not want to? Okay. That's the gate that we opened. And this is the ladder we went up. If I hadn't fallen, we wouldn't have had to find it again. Okay, so we got the item that was right there. Came over this way. Yeah, the mage is still up here. And a dedicated item. This is going to be Edict's Aim crossbow. So that goes towards your all weapons trophy. And you don't want to fall down there or anything, even though that takes us back to pretty much where we were before. We came up here, we got the item that was on this side. Don't want to fall down the pit again. What we do want to do is we want to walk back towards the ladder that we came up. We came up this ladder, and if we look across, there's a little plank. And there's a little bit of platforming here. You want to run and jump across. There's going to be a miner in here somewhere. So, we went up that ladder. We went through the cave, got all the items that way, came back over this way, jumped across that platform, and you'll see that there is an item right here. And it is going to be the Fulverino shield. That is actually a pretty decent shield for this stage of the game. If you're doing a sword and board build, it's a decent shield that'll carry you through a first playthrough for sure. But anyway, now we're going to fall down here. And where we are is... that's the ladder that we went up. As we came down this way, we can see there's a gate ahead of us, but we can't open it. So if we would have come down this way, we would have turned right here. But we just fell from right up there. So now we're just going to continue forward. Use our lamp to go through here. You can see if you walk forward, there's a gate right here. We want to go through that. There's also a gate right here. It's essentially going to take us to the same place. I'll just show you real quick. Takes us down into the fire pit, or the poison pit. I'm sorry. You see we're getting poisoned right now. But there's nothing to going that way that we really need. So we came from this way. We can ignore going through there. We broke some barrels that were right here. And we'll see that if we fall, it'll send us down into a lower area. And we want to pop Umbral. We'll kill these enemies. And there is a door right here that we can soul play. And behind that door, there's going to be a couple little enemies. And then a stigma. So we want to get that stigma. And there's also an item right here. So it's going to be some Duralium nuggets. And I like to go ahead and pop those as I see them, because they will do damage to enemies, and also I don't like to be swinging and accidentally blow myself up. Now, just to show you, I'm going to blow all these up. Some enemies coming out of the wall. But if we would have gone through that other gate that I was telling you about, this is the way that it would have taken us. There's no items that we would have missed by coming this way. So, like I said, you didn't have to go through that door. We came from that way because we dropped down and got that stigma. Or let's see, no, did we come from that way, or is that the turnaround? No, okay, that's where we came from. We dropped down from that gate, got our stigma and our item, and then we're going to come out here, turn right, go ahead and pop all these. And we are in a poison area, so if you're not in Umbral, you're going to be taking poison damage. Go ahead and pop these. There is a dedicated item here. That's going to be the Shield of Whispers. It's a very heavy shield, but it's probably the best shield in the game, aside from the one you get from basically the final enemy, the final boss. Get out of there. Get some stamina back. Okay. That's an enemy drop, enemy drop. This was a dedicated item right here in the poison. And a gargoyle just died by me. 2. Oh, come on, let me get a hit off. Don't do that to me. Why does it keep doing that? I don't want to use a stone. I wanted to use one of those. Okay, now we can just move on forward through the poison cave. We've gotten everything along the way. Break these barrels. There is an item back here. Pick that up. It's a Vigor Skull, but nonetheless, we're getting everything. So we'll go ahead and exit Umbral. And we'll move forward. We're gonna kill these miners. Enemy drop. Moving forward. I didn't miss anything, did I? What is that? Is that a seedling? Let me see how far we got, because we're approaching about an hour in video length. Okay, this is where we wanted to turn around to get something. Okay, we just came up these steps. We're gonna go this way into the cave, and you'll notice you can make a sharp left, almost turning around. He's got a parasite, but it's not 100% protection, so we can still kill him. And what does this take us to? I forgot what that sharp turn took us to. This item, that's right. So we'll pick that up. That's the Miner's Pendant, trophy-related item. Definitely want to get that. If you remember earlier, we were standing over there behind the gate, and we could see this wall with an item behind it. But now we've gotten the item. So we'll just go back up the steps and go back up the cave. That's the way we want to go. We came from this way, and then we made this sharp U-turn to go down to get that item. Now we just want to cross here. I'll go ahead and pop that. But once you get across here, turn directly right and go up these steps. There's a mage with a parasite, so we'll pop that. And we're getting pretty close on coming up on our video time limit. So we will run this way, kill these miners. There's a dedicated item right here. Duralium fragments. We're going to open this shortcut door. That takes us back towards our beginning vestige. There's a dedicated item right here. More Duralium fragments. Then we're going to go over to these steps. This is the direction we came from, so we're not going back for the butterflies. We killed that enemy with the parasite up there. After we ran up around the corner. Went over, opened that door, got the items. Now we're going to come right here and we're going to pop Umbral. There's going to be one of those face enemies down here. This is just a different way to go down, but as I came straight down the stairs, break through this wall, roll down the ladder, or climb down it, and you'll see there's a dedicated item. It's a skull, and there's our face enemy. Good thing he did that running move. I'm gonna soul play him. Just watch for his jumps. Oh! Okay, we got him taken care of. That's just enemy drop from him. We got the item in this little room. If you didn't break through this wall, you would have come down this way. We can kill these. This is a dedicated item. Skulls. And then right here you'll see there's an umbral belly. We're gonna pick that up. That is a rune. I'm pretty sure there's no items over here, just a couple more enemies. Yeah. Okay, so now that we've gotten all the items from down here, if we look up, we'll see that there's a body that we can soul flay. That's gonna pull that ramp out of the way so we can go up the ladder. And if I didn't need my heals back, I would just exit Umbral and not rest. But I do need my heals back, so I'm gonna have to respawn the enemies. But as we come into here, I could have just used this to leave Umbral. We're getting a vestige anyway. So we came up that ladder. As soon as we walk through this door, we run into Byron again. We want to talk to him, exhaust all of his dialogue until he starts repeating himself. He's talking about a pendant that was lost, and he just gave us the bemoaning gesture. So he gave us a trophy-related item. He's repeating himself. And we are at our next vestige, the vestige of Katrin. We're going to activate that. I'm going to go ahead and rest, and we are going to call that video number 11. Video number 12 we'll pick up right here where we left off, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you allowing me to do a little bit of side farming before I record it. I'm trying to record these so I'm showing everything in the game, but I'm trying to get through it as quick as possible. So that's why I said in the beginning I wasn't going to concentrate too much on build stuff. As long as I can get through the game with my character, I haven't been spending too much time farming and changing a lot of weapons and gear and everything until I feel there's a need. So I have farmed, I'd say, probably around 10, maybe 10 levels off camera, just so I could hold heavier items, etc. Do whatever farming you need to do if this is your first run through. On your first run, you probably are going to have to do some farming just to keep up with, the difficulty of the game. But if it's your first run, you're also probably going to be dying, re-killing enemies, and picking up your vigor again. So you'll probably naturally have more levels than I did, because I think I've only died 2 or 3 times in the walkthrough thus far. So it came to a point where it was time for me to upgrade. So I'm allowed to do that, right? It's all for you guys. I'm just trying to make this walkthrough as succinct and covering everything in the game. I'm gonna cover all the side quests. We're gonna get all the items. We're getting everything the game has to offer. aside from the secret side quests. I will show you how to kick them off, and there's plenty of walkthroughs that will show you how to do them, so if you want to do them, you can look up those walkthroughs, but since they're not trophy related, there are items, armor sets that you'll get from some of the secret side quests, but they are not required for any trophies. So I'm going through and I'm showing you everything you need to do to get all the trophies and platinum the game. But that's going to do it for number 11. I know I said that about 3 or 4 minutes ago, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.